Three, two,
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Craft. Today we will find out who won the challenge. But before going there, I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in last week and every single one of you who voted. So we have on Skype our contestants, which are Sam Haddix and Gerson Lopez. They are tuning in from the comfort of their house. And I'm here in the studios again with you today. So I'm super excited to find out who won and who's gonna be the first photographer to get cropped. So before we start announcing everything, I just want to invite you to follow our favorite contestants on Instagram. So we have Sam Haddix. You can find him at Sam Haddix Photo. And Gerson Lopez, you can find him on Instagram as GLOPZZ. So just go ahead and give them a follow, and you can follow me on Instagram too, right? You can find me at Gilmar Smith, Gilmar Smith. Everybody knows how to pronounce Smith. So let's talk a little bit about the pictures. You guys had the opportunity to go to their website and cast your votes. And here are the two images from the first challenge. So can we tell who image is whose? So the first one that we have at your left was Gerson's image, and the one at the right was Sam Haddix's picture. So before we announce anything, I want you guys to talk about your images. And this time we talked last week about the photography side of things. And right now what I want to ask you is about your post-processing. And since we filmed this a while ago, what I want to know is how your post-processing has evolved, if it has. What is your workflow like? And I see that both of you did a little bit of color grading, which is one of my favorite things to do. So let's start with Gerson. Tell me about your workflow when it comes to portrait photography.
Right now, it was a lot different in compared to when we shot the show. So now I used to use Photoshop completely, but now I use KelbyOne. So I use KelbyOne first, and I do my color grading there, and then from there I pass the picture to Photoshop, and that's why I work like the skin, and I do extra color grading to finish my pictures.
Oh, interesting, interesting. So how about you, Sam? Do you use KelbyOne or Lightroom or any other one?
Yeah, so I do my original, my primary color adjustments first in Lightroom. And kind of my goal kind of coming out of Lightroom, because I know I'm going to bring it into Photoshop, is I generally make my images pretty flat there. Just kind of try to fix big problems and kind of flatten out contrast, raise up any shadows that might be too dark, tone down any highlights that might be too bright, that sort of thing, and get it into Photoshop where I'm really going to have more control over, the color grading and that sort of thing. And I tend to, after I do my skin retouching and things like that, kind of fixing errors that might be in the image, then I'm going to move on to color grading, which I do a lot with color lookup tables. I really, really like color lookup tables.
Oh, me too. So thank you so much, both of you. Another question is, when it comes to retouching skin, I know many photographers, and each one of them have a different way to do it. Do you use frequency separation? Do you just use dodge and burn? What is your workflow when it comes to skin texture?
Yeah, Gerson, you want to take that one, man?
Yeah, I got it. So now, before I used to do only frequency separation, but now I use frequency separation, dodge and burn, local dodge and burn. For me, the difference is with frequency separation only, like when you do the separation of the skin tones and the texture of the skin, it's not the same. When you do like the healing brush, it won't look perfect. So when you do the local dodge and burn, you can go more in details to the shadows and the highlights of the skin and get a more real look than the frequency separation.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Sam?
Yeah, man, that like pixel by pixel dodge and burn stuff, I've done it before. It's usually not for me. I just don't have the patience. So yeah, I'll head in there first with generally use the patch tool for like the getting rid of those first initial things before I do a frequency separation. And then from there, I do like to do two different dodge and burn layers. It's basically just highlighting the shadows and highlighting the highlight parts and darkening the shadows, but then I'll copy that and I'll blur it and I'll kind of mix the two together, and I think that kind of creates a cool sort of lighting effect that I use on basically all my images. But man, if you're doing that pixel by pixel stuff, I give you all the credit.
Yeah, it is fun if you really get into it. I don't think that is for all the images. I use it just for when I do commercial work or when I do something that beauty or anything like that. But I have one more question about these retouching kind of things. And it is when I heard both of you that you use frequency separation. So since I'm a nerd when it comes to that, what kind of blurring do you use? I use medium. Did you use Gaussian blur? What kind of surface blur? What kind of blurring do you use when you do frequency separation?
I use medium. I go in a radius from 7 to 11, depends on the picture, but I use medium most of the time.
Good.
Yeah, I actually use a Gaussian for mine.
Well,
Yeah.
I will get you into using medium, and I will show you why. And the edges, it protects the edges a lot more. So that will be something cool that we could talk about later.
Yeah, no, I can definitely kind of improve and learn something new when it comes to the frequency separation. I feel like I'm just scratching the surface with it, really.
Good. So now let's go and see the second images really quick. We don't want to hold you for a lot of time because I know that everybody is looking forward to see who won. So the first image on the left, it is Sam Haddix, and the second one is Gerson. So these are gorgeous. The colors of each one of them is fantastic. So did you use lookup tables to retouch the coloring to do the color grading on this one, Sam, on the first one?
I did, yeah. And usually what I'll do is I'll go through and layer a number of lookup tables together and just kind of play with the opacities and blend them together and then mix that back in with the original image until I get, some sort of effect that I like. And I believe on this one, if I'm remembering correctly from 3 years ago, I think I added Nik Color Effects Pro cross processing to the end of it for a little bit of that yellow sort of tinge. I'm fairly certain I did that to that image.
I love it. I love it. And I think that in yours, Gerson, I think that I saw you using color grading using a gradient. Is that right?
Yes. Well, I did two things. I used the color balance, to get my right balance on the colors that I wanted for my picture. And then at the end, I used a purple and orange gradient map, and then I put it on, I think either highland or screen, just to give that, I wanted that purple feel to it, that tone, included on the picture. So yes, that's what I use.
That's wonderful. So I love all the images, and as I said, it was just so fantastic to get so many messages and reading all the comments from everybody that watched last week. But right now, before I announce who's gonna win the challenge and who's gonna get cropped, I want to announce who won the prizes. After you voted, and while we were in the show, everybody was writing comments and saying that they wanted to win something. So now we are going to announce our first winner. The first person that is gonna win in the first prize that I'm gonna give away, it is a Platypod Ultra. So, and the person who won it is Ron Clifford. So Ron, you won a Platypod Ultra. And now we're gonna move to the other prize, which is Platypod Ultra and an accessory kit. And the person who won that is, let me see, Lighten_3. So Lighten_3 won a Platypod Ultra and an accessory kit. And the other winner who won everything that I have here in the table, which is a Platypod, an accessory kit, Scott Kelby digital photography book, and this wonderful camera bag by Think Tank, and it's called the Spectral 8. And the person who won is A_Atkinson3. Say it again, A_Atkinson3. You won all these prizes, and thank you so much for voting and for watching and for all of your support. So, is everybody excited? Are you guys excited? So, I don't know who won yet because I told my team just not to tell me yet because I wanted to find out at the same time that everybody is finding out now. So I'm just gonna look and the suspense. And the winner is Gerson Lopez. Sam, sorry, you are cropped out of the competition. This is so exciting. Congratulations, Gerson. And congratulations, Sam, because you're the first photographer ever to get cropped. So, Gerson, here's your trophy.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Here.
All right, you got your trophy there. I'm so happy, and thanks again, everybody who tuned in. So, Gerson, do you want to tell us anything?
I just want to say thank you, for this great experience. It was a great time, spending time with you guys. Thank you to everyone that voted, that tuned in, and, I hope, they had an amazing time watching us, having this great challenge. So I'm excited. I'm very happy that I won. But, I'm sorry, Sam, but I had to do it, man. Thank you.
Sam, do you have anything to say? I mean, you're going down as the first person to get cropped ever, so that's awesome as well.
Hey, if anyone had to do the cropping, I'm glad it was Gerson.
Well, it was so wonderful, and I'm super happy just to be here once again. And this has been a dream come true to me because it was just this little idea that I had, and I presented to Scott Kelby and Calibra, and they opened the doors for me just to make this happen with all the wonderful team here at KelbyOne, Christina, Mike, Gerson, Juan, everybody. I'm just extremely happy to be here, and hopefully we will get to do more of this. So thank you so much, and it was a dream come true.
Thanks for having us, Gilmar.
Thanks for being here and for getting my call and my invitation to be here. So it's just wonderful, a dream come true. So congratulations again, Gerson. And thank you everybody who tuned in today and who tuned in last week. So hopefully someday soon we'll find somebody else who's gonna get cropped.